Hello everyone, I am so glad to have you join me again today. And if you're new here, welcome to the family. And so everyone that is always watching my video and to my old subscribers, thank you. And for you that is just joining for the first time, I hope you're kind enough to subscribe, to like, to share and to leave a comment. So thank you first of all for the love that you showed on the other video. I really do appreciate it. So today I'm going to be talking about something that is crucial because from the comments I'm seeing on my IG, it seems like we do not know the difference between enabling and being loyal to somebody. To be honest, I don't know if we don't know the difference or we're just missing it up or we're just pretending that we don't know, but I'm here to tell you that it is a huge difference. I'm going to be giving you a practical example from my ex-husband's family to further explain my points. All right, so let's just get into the video. So what is the difference between enabling and being loyal? Let me tell you. Major difference between loyalty and enabling is how they are built, right? Loyalty, it is built on love, it is built on accountability, it is built on the desire of the person that is loyal to you wanting to see you grow. It is their aim to see you grow and become better. It is built on integrity. Someone can be loyal to you, hold your hands through challenges, but they will also hold you accountable when you err. They will also tell you, oh, this is the place that you did wrong. You erred here. However, I am here for you. However, I'm going to stand by you to walk with you through this challenging process. An enabler, on the other hand, is someone that supports your abusive behavior towards another person. So enabling is built on fear, is built on lies, is built on trying to keep the peace, not wanting to be in a bad position with the abusive person, just wanting to pretend that the abusive person is the victim. And sometimes it can be that the enabler wants to be seen as a good person, as a loyal person. Sometimes they may or may not know that they are enabling, but enabling is not built on loyalty, or rather, it's not built on integrity. It's built on lies. It's built on fear sometimes. So an enabler would tell the villain or the abuser now that, oh, what you're doing is fine. It is the victim's fault that you did it. She's the one, in my case, she's the one that didn't give you peace. That's why you acted that way. Sometimes, in my case again, the enabler was present when the abuse happened. Sometimes they are present. Sometimes they have even experienced that abuse or a form of abuse from the abuser. But because it's now a family member or is a close friend and I don't want to be seen as someone that is not supporting my brother or my close friend, they will decide to enable that person. They will decide to tell lies to cover it up. Now, let me give you the practical example that I said I was going to give you. Let's get into it. When the whole thing started, my ex-sister-in-law, she lived with us from 2019, I think, when she came into Canada, to 2021, 2022. I can't remember the exact time she left. She saw all the abuse I went through. She was supportive, financially, emotionally. She was a shoulder for me to cry on and all of those stuff. So in May 2024, I and the brother, we had an argument. The whole thing started in May 2024 and then it just escalated. He has always just threatened to divorce, every time there's an issue, I'm just gonna divorce, as if he's doing me a favor. Someone starts to make you feel like, oh, they are doing you a favor by being in your life. That's exactly how it started to look like. I was like, okay, every time there's an issue, and the issue I'm talking about is not even like big issue. It can just be, don't put this bucket here. And I say, oh, I'll put it there. And maybe we don't talk for like 2 days. And the next thing, no, this marriage is not just working. We just need to go our different ways, It's not just going to work. Anyway, that was what my life was like in the marriage. So in May, we had the arguments that we had. And then it escalated. And then fast forward, July 5th. Now, this is where I'm going to talk about the enabling part and the loyalty part. Fast forward to July 5th, I called him. He was not staying at home. He would go out, stay 2 days, come back. I think by July, he was out of the house completely. I found out he was out of the house. He moved out. I found out he moved out May 21st. He didn't tell me he was moving out. He told me he was going to. But one day I was looking for nail cutter. That's another story. I found out that his whole closet was empty. He had moved everything. So July 5th, I sent him a message saying, oh, I want you to come and pick the girls. If you remember, July 5th, 2024 was when Kiss Daniel came to Calgary. So I said I would want to go to a show. Can you come and pick the girls? And it was like, okay. He told me that if I don't come early, the girls are going to sleep with him in the office. That's where he's been sleeping. I was like, my children cannot sleep in the office. I'll make sure I'll come back before 12 midnight. He told me that he was going to take them to the office. So he took them and I got dressed and I went for my show. At 11:33 or 11:13, I sent a message to him saying, oh, I'm on my way back home. Kindly start bringing the girls. And he responded, oh, I told you to be back before 11. It's past 11. I cannot start driving to where you guys are living to drop them. That was still the matrimonial home then, but I and the kids were residing there at that time. So I'm like, but I told you 12. So we started to argue. It was like, if you want to come and pick the girls, come and pick them from where I am at. I said, okay, send me the address. When he sent the address, now the office that I know that he rented is in downtown, not northeast. When he sent this address, it was in the northeast. So I was like, whose address is this? Northeast. I'm like, okay, Uber, I just saw the Uber guy add this destination or whatever to the trip. The guy added it and then the guy took me to the place. When I got to the place, I saw Winners this thing first on the door, the sticker, Winners. My brain did not still click. And then I knocked and they opened the door. It was the sister's house. I was like, no. Because I know who that, when she left our house, he started to tell me everything that the girl used to come, that his sister used to come behind my back to tell him. You know, he told me everything, how she will hold keys for me to create content and then come back to him to say, why is your wife wasting her time creating content? Why is she wasting her time? Is there money in the content? Then he will not tell her. He was the one telling me. He will not tell her, you go and tell my wife now. She's your friend. You guys call each other your sister. So why are you telling me? So he told me after she left the house, right? So on July 5th/6th, now it was the 5th this time. Remember, 11:30 midnight, right? I opened the door, it was a house, and I was angry. I was like, why are my kids here? You told me you're going to take them to the office. And he started, is it not late at night? Would the office still be open by this time? That's why I brought them here. I said, no, you did not tell me you were going to bring them here. I started to really shout, scream. And then he started talking. I don't know what we said. No, he said, why are you acting like they've given you custody of the children? And then the sister, this is where I'm coming to. The sister then responded, bros. Sorry, I asked a lot when I give. Bros, it don't reach custody matter. It don't reach custody matter. And he was like, no, just worry, not mind her. Not mind her. Yes, I don't tell you say don't reach custody matter. I don't tell you. And then she was like, oh my God, custody. Wait till it happen like that. Custody. And then we started to go back and forth. You know, I can't remember what I said to him. And then she said she was going to deal with me or something. And then I told her, she remembers what I told her. So I told her that. I said, if you try me, I will do this. He started carrying his phone and he was recording me like this. This thing's going to be so long. He was recording me like this, going like that, going like this, recording. And then I called the police and then they came in and then the police was like, what happened? Now my kids were inside the Uber that I brought to the her place. So I told the police, and then I called the police on the phone. The police were like, is there any weapon? Or the person that answered the call was like, is there any weapon in the house? And I said, yes. And it's true. Anything can be a weapon. Even your pencil is a weapon. Your biro, your pen, your writing pen is a weapon. No talk of a house where you cook, you have knife, you cook, anything. So I said yes. And she started going, you said I have weapon in my house. Anyway, the police came and the police asked my children right there and there, inside the Uber, did your daddy take you people to the office? My girls said no. My daddy took us from our house and brought us straight to this place. Now, and that's one of the reasons why I really stood my ground to say I was not going to, even when everybody were trying to come into me, I said no. I am tired of living with someone that lies, like unnecessary lie. Like it's something like kind of runs in the blood because himself and that sister, my goodness. You didn't go to the office, my girl said no, and then everything, and then that was like early morning 6th of July. And then her husband too. It's not dark. Would they still be in the office now? I'm just like, you just go and sit down. And July 7th, God exposed the whole thing. July 7th, that was the first Sunday in the month of July 2024. Her brother, her immediate younger brother, called me from Nigeria. I'm sure they all heard everything that happened already by that time. So he called me from Nigeria and he was talking. And we got talking, you know, I started to explain a lot of things. And he started to tell me so many things as well. But he complained about this. I'm like, and I'll prove that. He said, like, now when I am proving, I'm not just talking. I have evidence. It's like bank statements. When he said that he's telling everybody that he's the one that does everything, I don't contribute a dime, nothing. I had bank statements to prove that I contribute to the running of the house, you know, financially. This is the difference between a loyal person and a person that is an enabler. I told the brother, now that's her immediate younger brother. I told him, I said, your sister said that she wasn't aware the matter has gotten to, you know, we having lawyers and trying to get lawyers. That time I did not have a lawyer, but he had a lawyer then. And the guy was like, why is she lying? Why is my sister lying? Why is she lying? Bros already told all of us in Nigeria that he served you divorce paper. Why is she lying? We are all aware that he gave you separation of agreements or divorce papers. So why is she trying? So I now also said something in that call with the brother. And he was like, no, that is not how she told me. That she told him, and I will say that thing in another video. She told him in this manner. I'm like, no, that's not what happened. I had that conversation with her and another girl in Calgary. But she went and twisted it just so I can look like the bad person. Do you understand? So when that thing happened, this guy was talking to her immediate younger brother. He said something. And that's where I want to drive the loyalty point to. He said something. He said, Mama, all these things that you're saying, we know that you're saying the truth. We have experienced this thing in some form. We know. We know that you're saying the truth. But we want to pretend to ourselves that you're lying. He said, but we know. But we know that you're saying the truth because we have experienced it too as a family. He now said something. He said, Mama, I want you to understand that I know that you are saying the truth. However, this person is my blood. I will not be able to support you, especially in public. But know that I know that you are saying the truth. Know that I believe you. Know that I know that you have not lied. He said that when he told them he was going to call me, they told him, don't bother. She will just insult you. That he started to think, why would she insult me? I've never done anything wrong to her. Why would she just stand up and start to insult me? Now, my ex-sister-in-law lied on July 5th that she had no clue. My ex-husband served me divorce papers because she wanted to look like a good person. She wanted to look like, I am not involved in your business. I have no clue what is going on. Don't I quarrel with my husband every day here? Don't I quarrel with my husband every day here? Until November, she didn't know that I knew that she was away. Sent a lot of voice recording via WhatsApp. She brought up the lie again. In July 7th, your husband even told you that I'm not aware that you have already gotten to the stage of having lawyers. You're talking about custody or divorce. And I told her, I said, you're a liar. Your brother said. And then that was when she went mute. Because when I immediately said, your brother said, she knew that there was no way of escape. I already knew that she was lying. So, and then the second thing that she did for me to be able to call her an enabler with my full chest is that what we discussed about, she toned it. She twisted the truth. She changed the narrative and started to spread the lies to her siblings in Nigeria about me. It was not how we said it in that place or in that meeting. That is not how she carried that information to Nigeria. She toned it around to make it look like, oh, you see the kind of wife your brother went to marry. So with these two things that I have said, I can comfortably call her an enabler and call her brother a loyal person. Why? Because the brother acknowledged. He didn't pretend that I was trying to lie or destroy his brother. No. He acknowledged that I was saying the truth because they've also experienced it. However, he then said, this person is my blood. There is no way that I will support you in public. And really, that guy hardly sent me a message. He just only sent me happy birthday when it's my children's birthday. My children are his nieces. He just only say, oh, happy birthday to Idia, happy birthday to Imade, and that's it. But I'm sure he's in constant communication with his brother. That's loyalty. He acknowledged that I was saying the truth. He acknowledged that this thing they have experienced as a family. However, this person is my blood. There is no way I can support you, especially in public. But what did the sister do? She that experienced the abuse, she that supported, she that provided a shoulder for me to cry on. She saw it. So when people are saying on IG, oh, but you shouldn't expect your brothers, your ex-husband's siblings to support you. No, did not expect any support per se, but I expect that people have integrity and stand by the truth. I think it's basic character traits to have. Like, it's a very basic character trait. Someone that has integrity. I think that should be the foundation of everything else. You should be able to speak the truth, regardless of abuse that you experience. If you later change the narrative to say the victim is not the villain, you are an enabler. You are not a loyal person. And I hope with these points of mine, I have been able to convince you and not confuse you that enabling is different from loyalty. See you in my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, share. Bye.